Okay, we're going to make some sewing wefts for those of you who like to add some extra hair to their wigs or just for general purposes. What we have here is a piece of ribbon that is mostly kind of see-through. You can use lace or something else that is kind of mesh material. This is all I had on hand, so we're going to be using this for this tutorial. You're going to want to go ahead and set your machine to its tightest tension. For me, that's 9, and to its smallest stitch width. Usually about 1 or 2 is best for something like this. It would be a good idea to do your netting and your thread in the similar color, or the same color as your extension hair. I will be dyeing my hair afterwards, so, and it's going to be dyed pink, so it doesn't really matter what color I'm using at this point. But for simplicity's sake, we're just going to use this. So here we have a little bit of hair. You're going to want to fold it in half eventually for your finished project. So if you want a weft that has 7 inches worth of hair, take the hair and make sure it's 14 inches. Go ahead and lay a little bit down, kind of like this, at its midpoint. Which I think this is the midpoint. Let me check. Yeah, it's midpoint. So go ahead and lay it down like this. And go ahead and start sewing. I'm going to repeat this process a couple times until you have all your hair. Okay, now we have done the first bit of hair. We got everything nice and sewn down. As you can see, I don't know if you can see this as well, but it's nice and tightly stitched. I'm going to go back over it again a couple times just to ensure that the hair will be nice and secure within the weft, because when you comb that, you're not going to want a whole bunch of hair going all over the place. Be careful. I'm sure, as if you noticed in the last step, the hair does get tangled up in the mechanisms here, so try to be as neat as you can. I noticed if you keep the hair bundled in its original stuff, and you just take little sections at a time and put it up there, it's a lot easier. But let's go ahead and sew our next set. Through and sewn a couple different lines. I don't know if you can see this here of our stitching. I think I did about 4, so it's nice and secure. I mean, but of course, I'm sure you can. I don't know if you can tell, but the hair can still come out. So what we're going to do is we're going to sew one more stitch, but we're going to sew it a little bit over to the side. So when we fold it over, it makes it a little bit easier. So go ahead, line it back up. There, looks good. Go ahead and stitch. Sorry if the camera's a little shaky while it's sewing. I'll try to go slow. Okay, now we have sewn the other side. You're going to want to pin it down like this so it's folded. See how it's folded? So go ahead and pin it down. You can use pins, you can use bobby pins, anything just to keep it folded down. But and then you're going to want to go ahead and set your machine onto a zigzag stitch, one that is pretty close together. Not too wide, and still keep your tension at what you have it at. So let's go ahead and start sewing on this. You want to stitch pretty close to what you already did, because you don't want the section to be pretty thick. The final step for this is just going to go ahead and trim off the excess ribbon or lace, whatever it is you have, off your stuff, and so that way you have a nice clean edge here to go for your thing, and so you don't have a lot of excess ribbon. Go ahead and trim it on both sides. So now you have yourself a nice weft. It's pretty sturdy. You can pull and tug on it and use it for your wigs. I hope this tutorial is useful, and thanks for listening. Bye.